Hello YouTube, this is Sean Ryu and I'm back today with another video, and I'm going to be talking about the BRS titanium canister stove. Stay with me. Okay, so as I mentioned, today I'm going to be going over the BRS titanium canister stove. So before I get started, I just want to go over a couple of specs. First thing is that you can get this on Amazon. I paid $16.50 for it. I have a Prime account, so that included shipping with it. I'm going to give you a quick scale or quick weight on it real quick. It comes in at 0.825. So under an ounce, and here's a stuff sack that comes with it. So let me give you a weight with it inside the stuff sack. And inside the stuff sack, it comes in at 0.9 ounces exactly. So from what I've gathered, right now this is considered the lightest canister stove that you can purchase. And what I'm going to do is give you a comparison with this compared to this guy, which is the Snow Peak Light Max. Actually, let me give you a weight on this too. That comes in at 1.8 without a stuff sack. So if you do the math on this inside the stuff sack, this weighs half as much as this one. And another thing I'll do just for size reference, when I pull this out, I'll show you what it is up against like a quarter. So here's a quarter, kind of give you a size comparison. And then when you compare it to the Light Max or the Snow Peak Light Max, also kind of give you a comparison in terms of difference in sizing. So the way this works is that you've got 3 legs or 3 arms on it. You're going to pull this piece down, which is used to regulate your fuel. And then you're going to pull these down. And when I first got it, I was kind of worried. It looked like I was going to break it because it doesn't fall into place. But if you look, there's a little notch right here. And you actually have to kind of push it. And then it locks in place. And the same thing applies for the other 2. And this is what it looks like. And let me kind of give you a reference when you stick it on a canister. So that's what it looks like. And actually, let me adjust this a little bit. Another thing I'm going to do is show you, this is a 550 milliliter cook pot. Just kind of show you how it sits on there. So for a 550 milliliter cook pot, this works good. I would also say, like, if you have like a Snow Peak 750 or anything like that, you could definitely use it. It's showing, it looks like it's at an angle, but I think that's just the way that the tripod is on the camera, that's getting it at an angle versus it looking like it's straight up and down, but it is actually sitting there straight up and down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some boil time tests real quick. I'm going to stop this, I'm going to come back and we'll do a boil time test on it. Okay, so I'm back, and what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and light this up. Just show you what the flame looks like. Matter of fact, I'll cut the lights off. Get an idea. That's at full blast, pretty much. Take it down. So what I did was, I've got a 550 milliliter cook pot right here. This is normally what I use when I backpack, and the reason why I'm using this is I've already got 2 cups of water for most backpacking meals or any type of dehydrated meal or freezer bag cooking. You're normally going to use about 2 cups of water. So what I'm going to do is just do a quick boil test on this, and let me go ahead and get my timer set up. So we're starting it. And I'm going to put a lid on top. This is just a regular core carbon fiber lid. And you're probably not catching the time on it. Let's see if I can get it in focus. Okay, so currently we're at 31, 32 seconds. No bubbles yet. Got a couple bubbles right now. It looks like we should get to a rolling boil pretty soon. Still not a rolling boil yet. Okay, so to kind of wrap things up real quick, just a couple of things. I'm at 25 feet of elevation. So obviously, depending on your elevation, boil times will definitely vary. Room temperature is around 70 degrees, so keep that in mind. Obviously, this wasn't an all-inclusive test, but it will at least give you an idea of how this thing works. Now, a couple of things I did want to point out. As you can tell, for those of you guys that know about titanium, you can see the discoloration, which definitely indicates that the arms are titanium. I would say that this base part right here is titanium. But if you look at this part right here, this did not discolor or change color, which obviously means that's not titanium. And I don't think that this part down here is titanium. So when you look at it, the parts that are going to be the arms and then this part down here. So just in case anyone cares or that's a concern to anyone, same thing with this. Obviously this isn't titanium as well. Another thing that you'll notice is there's a plus and minus sign here. Plus means more fuel. So the last thing that I wanted to do was just kind of show you how everything fits in here. This is a Toaks titanium 550 milliliter cook pot. This is just one of the ones that I have. It's made out of titanium. And one of the things that I always wanted was being able to have a canister stove that I could put the canister as well as the stove in here. With this, I'll show you. If I put the canister in there, I stick this in here, there's just no way that you're going to get a top on that. I mean, that's the carbon fiber Rue de la Cour one. That one's not going to fit. And this is the one that actually came with it. You can tell it's still just not going to fit. So, cool thing is that because this is smaller, you can fit that in there. You can even manage to get a mini Bic lighter, as well as a little cut down sponge that I use just to clean up. Rue de la Cour lid is not going to fit on there, as you can tell. It kind of pops out a little bit. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Just put it like this. But you can get this top on it. Now it doesn't sit flush, but I use a Cuban fiber stuff sack, so it cinches the top down. So I'll show you. So yeah, got it all packaged up. Now what I'll do is I'll give you a quick weight on this. Minus the canister stove, or the canister, because of the fact that I used some of the fuel in there. So it's not going to give you an accurate reading. So you could just add 4 ounces to this. Or I'm sorry, I think those are like 7.5 ounces when they're full. I think it's 4 ounces of fuel and then 3.5 ounces for the actual canister. So with the sponge, with the mini Bic lighter, with the actual BRS stove, as well as the cook pot, the top, and the Cuban fiber stuff sack, I'm going to give you a weight. And it comes in at 3.3 ounces. So if you have any kind of questions or comments, please feel free to comment below. As always, like, share, and subscribe. This is Sean Ryu. Thank you for watching.